Hello and welcome. Can I connect to Irish gods and goddesses if I don't have Irish DNA? This is a question. I do have Irish DNA. I'm Lora O'Brien from the Irish Pagan School, and this is a question that we get all the time from our students and on our YouTube and in our emails and on social media comments and all of that. And people are really concerned about not having a piece of paper from Ancestry.com or 23andMe, which gives them permission, bunny quotes, permission to work with or learn about Irish gods and goddesses, Irish deities, or ancestors, or the She, or the places of Ireland, or, even Irish history itself. We teach a lot of Irish history classes straight up with like pretty much no spiritual element to them, because context is important. We teach that at the irishpaganschool.com, and this question comes up a lot. And people are genuinely concerned because they have been taught that your Irish blood is the most important thing in your life, in your spiritual practice, in your connection to the homeland. Again, bunny quotes, I use those a lot. Your Celtic heritage, And I am here to tell you that that doesn't mean shit. And one of the reasons that I'm very adamant on the fact that your bloodlines don't mean shit is because the flip side of that is some weird, messed up notions about, I'm going to use the bunny ears again, purity, which are, neo-Nazism in a green waistcoat and a leprechaun hat. Because that's how it happens. The Norse pantheon and Norse heathenry have been very much taken over in the past by neo-Nazi groups and individuals, and Celtic heritage is seen as a safe haven by a lot of those individuals. And I am here to tell you that there is no place for any of that in modern Irish paganism, in Irish spirituality, in Irish communities. We don't want that racist bullshit. We don't want people who believe that, 400 years ago, their ancestors left this island, and that because of that, they have more of a claim than the person whose parents brought them from one of the African countries, and they have grown up here their whole lives and, speak Irish or don't speak Irish. It doesn't matter if they speak Irish or not. But a lot of them actually do, and know about the wooden spoon and the immersion and flat 7-up and, who Theresa Mannion is, and all of the many and varied parts that go into the wonderful mix of Irish culture and heritage as we live it today on the island. So it doesn't actually matter what colour your skin is. And in fact, a lot of the Irish who travelled all over the world have descendants who have many and varied skin tones. So this idea of this pure, red-haired, freckled lass who wears an iron jumper and dances at the crossroads is a load of crap. So we don't want it, we don't need it, and there is definitely no place for it in modern Irish paganism. So what kind of ancestry does matter? Okay, in the Irish Ancestry class at irishpaganschool.com, I do teach about ancestry being part of basically like a three-legged stool, okay? So it's not that it's not relevant if you do have Irish DNA or bloodlines. The supposedly scientific methodology that has told you that, may or may not be accurate, but regardless, you could have, Irish ancestry that you know about. And it's not that it's completely irrelevant, okay? It does matter, and family connection and family traditions are an important part of Irish culture as well, right? But it does not define who or what your spirituality is. It is one part of your ancestral lineages. We believe in transmigration of souls. So who's to say that you weren't born on this island multiple times, multiple lifetimes, and that explains your inexplicable draw to want to relate to Irish gods and goddesses, if you do have more recent Irish ancestry and bloodlines, you're more likely to be spiritually inclined ancestry-wise towards the Catholic Church than anything else. So that seems to be a fact that's conveniently forgotten by many pagans. And all of this to say, you can connect to any deity, but I will speak for the Irish gods and goddesses particularly. If you are willing to put in the work and the effort to build relationship with those deities and with the culture that they come from. And that is the really important part. I don't care what kind of a certificate you're waving around. That is the bit that means shit. What's really important is the work and the effort that you are willing and able to put into building a right relationship, a respectful relationship with Ireland and with our gods and goddesses. And with the communities that are here already, and the people that are here already, because there is definitely an element of entitlement that comes with, my bloodlines are Irish and I'm Irish, and unfortunately you are of Irish descent, absolutely, but unfortunately you are not Irish, because Irish is a cultural engagement, basically. So there are many ways to be Irish, but having a certificate from Ancestry.com is not one of them, okay? Or having a story about your family coming over from Cork on a ship is not one of them. That does not qualify you for being Irish. But you can absolutely, regardless of what your bloodlines are, you can absolutely either follow your DNA or ignore whatever DNA you happen to have and build and develop relationships with gods and goddesses of Ireland in an authentic, respectful, give and take way. So we do deal with a lot of this at the Irish Pagan School. We have many classes on particular gods and goddesses, specific named ones, or we have a couple of classes that are just about offerings and building relationship, making offerings to gods and goddesses, about meeting the Irish gods. There's options there, and of course on this YouTube channel we have loads of videos as well. So go through the old videos, go through the playlists, and forget about what your DNA is telling you. Put in the work, and the gods and goddesses of Ireland will hear you, and they will listen, and they will want to be in relationship with people who are respectfully engaging with Ireland and her people and the culture as it genuinely is, not as you want it to be or you have been led to believe that it is. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful for people, and I would encourage you to really look at the gods and goddesses videos that are on the channel, particularly as just an easy starting point. John has done some great openers into various of the Tua de Danann, and there's all sorts here for you. So have a look, and hopefully you find something that's of use to you. So slán go fóill, and I will see you in the next video.